So, also, I have been playing the original Mega Man for the NES. Excellent game, by the way, just want to start with that. But, like I said, I sat down one day, just one day, took me once. I got this game, I was really excited to play it, really excited. Sat down one day, beat all the Robot Masters. Yup. I just sat there, went straight through them. Just, you know, gaming it up, man. Boom, boom. I was on fire. Just got through all the Robot Masters. I'm like, oh man, it's time for Dr. Wily, you know. Gonna go in there, see the Wily stage, just gonna click on that shit. Go in there, fight the Robot Masters, and fight Wily, you know. That's what I thought. That's how I thought it was gonna go, man. Yeah, you know, that's how you figure. Before I get there, though, I guess the Robot Masters and all those stages beforehand, there's always one thing in each stage that pisses me off. And I mean I know I'm saying that like that's a bad thing, but no. That's what kept me playing for so long. Was the fact, you know, Cutman stage, not much actually. That's probably the easiest one. Gutsman stage is the first part, the very first part where you're on those little things. It's like whoop, 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 whoop. And after that, the level's easy. Level's super easy after that. Once you get the pattern down, super easy. But that took me like 30 minutes to get that. It's so hard. And then there's that part. The other one I remember is the part in Iceman stage where it's at the very end of the freaking stage. It's the one where you can use the little M gun or whatever if you get an Electroman stage. That whole stage is hard, by the way, Electroman stage. Not as hard if you have the bombs and the Cutman thing though, because you can cut the little guys. But the beams in that stage were hard. Anyways, the Iceman thing, at the very end of that stage, and it's just, I gotta say, this is the last one before, I think, Fireman that I did. I played them in order that I think, you know, like, the order that you're supposed to play them in. And the very last part of that stage is just impossible. Because they start you at such a point in the thing where you have to go through this one part of the stage that was hard. It's like this platforming part where little platforms are disappearing, and then you go, and you have to jump on them in a specific pattern. That part's not so hard. I mean, I got used to that after a while. But the part right after that, you have to jump on enemies. You have to jump on top of these, like, enemies. And if they shoot a projectile where you're jumping on top of them, because they shoot little gun pellets to each side of them. If they shoot one of those while you jump onto them, you have to get your timing down, like, perfectly to get past them. It's really challenging. And you know, I gotta admit, that's my least favorite part about what everything I was doing there. But God, I spent so long in that one. I finally got it. Iceman was like this, man. I mean, I didn't even blink on him. He was so easy. So I mean, there's that. Yeah, I made it through the whole game. Didn't even, you know, I didn't even need help. Made it through the whole game up until Wily, and then Wily stage part 1 hit me with this shit. It's not even the stage. I got past the stage after a while. I mean, that first part's kind of hard with the hoppy guys, or boom boom. Once you get the pattern down, not so bad. You know, it's a pretty hard stage, to say the least. But yeah, I got it down. I mean, I was like down to a science, you know. But once you get to the boss at the end of Wily stage part 1, he flies across. How are you supposed to beat that? Do you really have to use that stupid start trick? Because or select, or whatever it is, the pause trick that you know, pause balls kind of shit. I mean, if you have to use that to beat the boss, that's cheap, and that's like cheating, and why would they put that in the game? That's like ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? But I got stuck there for hours and hours and hours, and then I eventually said fuck it, and I gave up. So I didn't get to beating this one, but I had a lot of fun with it. Definitely gonna go back and beat it someday. I don't know when, but you know, I hear after that it's pretty easy though, because it's the two stages with just the boss rushes, and well, the 3 stages. Then you fight Wily after the last boss rushes, which wouldn't be so hard. I can do that. I mean, that's fine and everything, but that one boss is just like impossible. And you're supposed to use the little Electroman state, or his weapon, to just, you know, shoot across the screen or whatever. But you have to hit him 4 times with that, or like 5 or something like that. And I can't even I can't even stay on that stage for like 2, you know, so, but it's an excellent game still, so, definitely worth checking out if you have the original NES. It's actually pretty expensive though, this game, Mega Man 1. And everyone says Mega Man 2 is a lot better, but as a gamer, I start with the originals and I play through. It's just kind of like how I played Mother 1 first, because, you know, I didn't want to give it a harsh time after only playing Earthbound. And I realized a lot of people played Earthbound as a kid, you know, just because that's what they had, and obviously Mother 1 wasn't out yet or whatever. But in that context, if you play Mother 1 first, you can appreciate the game a lot more for what it is. And then you go into Mother 2 and you know, Earthbound, and you're just like, oh, this is so much better. That's kind of how Mega Man 1 is, I'm assuming. I mean, obviously I haven't played Mega Man 2 all the way through yet, or even that much. I'm waiting till I beat Mega Man 1. But definitely, I play every game in the series. You know, like Metroid series also. Metroid on NES. I beat Metroid, the first one. And then you know, everyone's like, oh, I'll play Super Metroid next. No, I played Metroid 2, had a great time with it. And actually, Super Metroid, I don't like it as much. No, just not my thing. But, still a great game though, Super Metroid. It's just, everyone gives that game unreal praise. It's kind of like Final Fantasy VII. I just don't see the appeal. I don't, not at all. And I get it. It's probably because, you know, a lot of people played that as their first RPG back in the day or whatever. But it has that kind of like Dragon Warrior effect to it. But I can see why people enjoy Dragon Warrior kind of thing, you know. And Final Fantasy VII was like the first 3D RPG, which honestly, in my opinion, is where the whole kind of thing just takes a whole downturn. I only like seriously, there's only one 3D RPG like that I can think of that is great, and that's Dragon Quest VIII. Seriously, that's like the best one of them all. And you know, maybe that's too opinionated for some people, but I don't care. I don't. Just don't enjoy it. I'm just saying though, you really have to play, you know, some of the earlier games in series to appreciate the later games. And so that's why I start with the first one in the series and I go on like that. So, yep, Mega Man 1, been playing that recently.